The well-known financial writer Zhang Guoxin said in his financial quotient class, "It is not terrible to be poor for a while, but it is terrible to have the thinking and character of the poor and continue to be poor." Just like some people, they are unclear about big things, too meticulous about small things, and they have calculated everything and enjoy the credit. Although they have taken advantage of the moment, they picked up sesame seeds and lost watermelons, and finally lost both their money and their lives. The law of conservation of wealth reveals that when a person's inner virtue is insufficient, it is difficult to support the external gains. Poverty is never a fate, and the character of the poor is the root cause of poverty. One of the characters of the poor is poor character. There was a rice merchant in the Tang dynasty. In order to make a profit, he secretly changed the scale of one caddy to 9 taels, and was complacent at first. Everyone did not find his tricks and went to the rice shop to buy rice as usual. But after a long time, someone noticed something was wrong and came to confront him. Qian Zhiliang, of course, did not admit it, and also asked his 2 sons to change the scale to 8 taels. As a result, in less than a year, the rice shop that was once full of customers became deserted. Although the Qian family father and son tasted a little sweetness, they lost their century-old foundation, which was not worth the loss. However, this kind of stupid thing about the 9-yuan scale is everywhere in real life. The anti-counterfeiting bloggers Huang Yao brothers have encountered ghost scales in the market more than once. The most exaggerated one was his experience in the seafood market a while ago. In front of a seafood stall, the blogger questioned the vendor's weight and was insulted and driven away by the other party. During the dispute, the vendor knew that he was in the wrong and smashed the electronic scale in broad daylight and snatched the blogger's mobile phone. As soon as the video came out, the whole network was boiling, and the relevant departments quickly intervened. Finally, it was found that the merchant was indeed problematic. Nowadays, let alone the owner of the seafood stall, even the entire market is rarely visited. As the old saying goes, if you take advantage of people, you will suffer from the loss of heaven. If you are greedy for the benefits of the world, you will suffer from the loss of your nature. If you are greedy for petty profits, you will lose your future reputation. If you make money against your conscience, you will have to pay it back double in the future. The stupidest shrewdness in the world is to take advantage of small gains and suffer big losses. The law of nature is reincarnation. Ill-gotten gains will bring disaster. Bad business will eventually hurt yourself. The second character of the poor is poor vision. A few days ago, I rewatched the TV series Go Where the Wind is Windy, and felt quite sad about the choice of the young man Xie Xiaoxia. Xie Xiaoxia originally followed a master to learn hand carving, but felt that the wood carving work was too slow to make money, so he secretly started live streaming. Seeing that he was so impatient, the master criticized him severely. In a fit of anger, Xie Xiaoxia went directly to Shanghai to speculate on funds. As a result, he did not make any money, and lost all his only 30,000 yuan savings. He could only go back to his hometown to work in disgrace. It is true that the rich think about the next year, while the poor only care about the present. The more you want to make quick money, the easier it is to get nothing. When you see which industry is making money, you will follow the trend. When you hear that there is a bonus somewhere, you will change your career regardless of anything. As long as they don't get a return in the short term, they will immediately lose their temper. They chase the small profits in front of them like headless flies. The character of the poor is often short-sighted, a blindness that ignores long-term planning and personal growth. When Chao Duong built a factory in his hometown, he contracted the project to a man from Minho. On the night of signing the contract, the man from Minho secretly found Chao Duong, stuffed him with money, and gave him gifts. Chao Duong felt strange, and after asking, he found out that there was a local custom that the contractor usually won the contract at a low price, and then raised the price by giving gifts and finding connections. The leader had this idea and wanted to make a lot of money. He didn't plan to cooperate for a long time. But Chao Duong couldn't accept this one-time deal, and directly warned the man from Minho that he hoped he could do things steadily in the future and not always think about these crooked ways. Fools are short-sighted, wise men are far-sighted, and truly smart people never care about the gains and losses in front of them, but play the long game to catch big fish. Only by resisting temptation and controlling one's temper can one avoid being eager for quick success and miss good opportunities. The third character of the poor is poor pattern. In the world of human relations, I have read a story about Miss Sue. After graduating from university, Miss Sue joined a company as a salesperson. When she first entered the industry, there was no particularly important work, so the leader arranged for her and other newcomers to assist the supervisor in sorting out the bid documents. In the process, several young people cooperated tacitly and got along well. Within a few days, they finished a good bid document. However, what is infuriating is that when reporting to the supervisor, Miss Sue took the credit for herself and did not mention the efforts of others. As a result, when the performance was distributed at the end of the month, Miss Sue naturally put all the bonuses of the entire team into her own pocket. Colleagues were indignant, but they were embarrassed to argue because of face, and could only watch Miss Sue eat alone. Not long after, the sales department redivided the team, and no one was willing to be assigned with Miss Sue. Now, Miss Sue, who eats alone, can only work alone and is completely unable to perform the tasks assigned by her superiors. Soon after, she offered to resign, thinking that she could find another job, but she didn't expect that her story had already been spread out. No matter which company she applied for, she couldn't pass the background check. The record of peace of mind says, "Profits can be shared but not monopolized, and plans can be made by a few but not by many." When you are out, the most taboo is to monopolize profits and not give others a share. If you cheat someone once, others will hate you for the rest of their lives. If you take away other people's interests, you will become the target of public criticism. When the path is narrow, leave one step for others to walk, and when the taste is strong, reduce it by 3 points to let others eat. Seeking wealth is about win-win, and business is about cooperation. Only by being willing to make concessions can we last in making money. The fourth character of the poor is cognitive poverty. Business consultant Lou Runn said, "The so-called ability to make money is to build strategic potential and support value space with scarce capabilities." What does it mean? He cited the example of an entrepreneur who was able to maintain an annual growth rate of 300% under the fierce competition in the catering industry, because he understood a truth. You can't just think about making money from customers, but try your best to help customers save money. For example, he makes pre-prepared dishes for high-end restaurants, and only selects those with complicated processes, such as braised pork, sweet and sour spare ribs, and lion's head, so that he can save a lot of labor and time costs for those restaurants, and he takes a little from the money saved by customers. His scarce ability lies in concentrating on cooking pre-prepared dishes, and his value space lies in saving money for customers. The fundamental idea is to achieve self-interest. On the other hand, what do other peers do? In order to make a profit, either engage in vicious competition and suppress the brand of the opponent, or cut wages and lay off employees to protect the interests of several major shareholders first. However, the more these bosses pursue profits in every possible way, the more difficult it is for them to gain a foothold. Lou Runn couldn't help but sigh. This entrepreneur really crushes his competitors with high-dimensional cognition. In fact, many years ago, Kazuo Inamori pointed out that altruism is the most fundamental way to make money. It's a pity that many people do the opposite and only care about their own little piece of land. What's worse, they are jealous of others' wealth and use some tricks that harm others and themselves behind them. Sociologist Robert Axelrod once said, "In the business world, the best strategy is tit for tat." A person's career success is often built on the basis of others' success. Develop an altruistic mindset, and in a high-quality reciprocal relationship, people can make their careers flourish. There was a shrewd old woman who tried food all the way every time she went to the supermarket, and often filled her stomach without spending a penny. A child wanted to learn from her, but was taught by the elders around him. Don't learn this poor air. If you have poor air, it will be difficult to turn over in your life. The so-called poor air, in the writer Mada's view, is to develop the meanness of human nature into a habit in life. Why do some people work hard but still stay at the bottom? It is precisely because of the poor habits. Only by eliminating the poor character from the root can we reverse the status quo and enter a virtuous cycle of making. Don't be greedy for small gains. Don't rush to make quick money. Constantly improve your cognition, and take care of others in everything, so that your own road will become wider and wider. Follow and like it, and encourage your friends.